Yeah, recently I've noticed this change of behavior. So I'd suggest for Mama Kema to just calm down for a minute. Let us figure it out between both of us as parents and see where we're going to, what we're going to do with our kids. Because you see, at the end of the day, they are our children, no matter their mistake. Even this McKenna, she's still somebody's child, and we have to talk about what really happened so that you can reach to this point. We need to find out an answer, and I think the best way is the counselor. The relationship, I tell him, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to treat her like a gentleman, supposed to take her out, you see, to know at least there are good men out there. You respect her decisions and whatever she comes up with. You both have that kind of the best communication and trust for each other. Yes.
Love that you show me, yes, that I cannot take it for granted. Love that you show me, I cannot deny.
Check. What's up everybody? This is Director Samaritan 254 na kama kawa hapa ni Eastern TV. Before we start, make sure that you subscribe, comment and also share this video iweze kufikia as many people as possible. Now guys, msiulize kwa nini tunashoot hii video usiku. It's because we've been doing the follow up history ya Teddy ama Makena na Leon, and after we did the lot test, mimi sitakai kufanya lot test then naacha mtu kama amehang. We did the lot test na tukapata kwamba Makena ama Teddy has been cheating on Leon with the driver. Na mimi sitaki kuongea vitu mingi. Today nimeweza kupanga safari yangu nikakuja kumtembelea this mamake Leon, because we need to have a conversation. Actually, when I called her, she didn't know who she's talking to. Nikaji explain na nikamwambia mimi ni nani, and she's a very welcoming mom, and nataka tukue na gumzo na yeye tuweze kujua haswa ni nini kinasumbua Leon, because ameniambia kuna vitu vingi sana vinasumbua Leon. So we'll be having a very healthy talk yenye itafanya tuweze come up na solution, kujua venye tutaweza kumsaidia Leon aweze ku overcome shida ambayo ako nayo, na sitaki kutaja ni shida gani. Mama atatuambia ni shida gani. How are you, mom?
I'm very fine, thank you.
Kwa watu ambao wakujui, introduce yourself.
For those that have seen the videos, I'm the mom to Leon. He's my firstborn child. Yes, that's all I can say for now.
Mom, I called you because we have a talk about what is happening to your son. You told me that your son is not okay. When I called you, actually you didn't know, and we like at least taking place in helping mahali tunaona ni kama kuna shida. And have you seen the videos that we've done? Maybe
I've just seen a few that I was sent by a colleague of mine we work with. So I didn't watch much because, you know, we have to work, and at the end of the day we have to provide for these kids.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kuna watu wanatupiganga sana, wanasema are you a Kenyan? Sababu even when we were talking with Leon alikuwa anaonekana ni kama mzungu.
Yeah, we are Kenyan, but the daddy is he's a South African. So you can see the accent and where this is coming from. So
wow. So mom, I called you, and I just made a decision of coming to meet you because there is a lot that is happening to Leon. When we did the second interview, actually, the second interview with him, that is the first interview after the loyalty test. Tuliona ni kijana ambaye anajibu maswali, or he's answering questions in a very confused way. How is your relationship with your son?
What I'll say is that for me and my son, we are pretty close. We have developed a sense of relationship to a point that we don't keep secrets from each other. This is whereby if I have a problem as a parent and I want to confront my son, I don't go hiding facts. I ask him direct. Is this and this happening? He will just say, yes, ma'am. No matter how much I know maybe he's into a mistake, he has to tell me the truth for the both of us to figure it out. That's what the same thing that's happening right now. So because I think of that close relationship, there are some things we have to deal with together so that we can find the answers to whatever is happening with this situation. Yeah, and thank you so much for taking your time and bringing yourself. It's not a lot of people who do that. You know, for us as parents, especially those as women, we do struggle having that relationship, yeah, with our sons. And please do let me know what is really happening. Tell me more about it, because I've just seen one video and I need to know more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I called you because we did the loyalty test. I met your son on Saturday. It was on a Saturday. We were walking on the streets and I bumped into your son together with a girlfriend who's McKenna. Do you know McKenna?
I've heard of her. I've seen my son chat with her, but I've never met her personally. I think she's the girlfriend, and I think my son is into her. So I thought maybe they were like okay with the relationship, since I'm okay with it. And I have no issues with my son dating, since we are open and we talk about things, and I tell him if he wants to have sexual relationship with her, what he should do, things like that.
You confirmed to us that your son doesn't look okay, and when we do this loyalty test, we don't like keeping the moms or the parents in darkness, and we need to come up with a solution on how to take care of him, or on how he can be taken care of on the depression issue. Now, where was your son on Saturday?
I think they had an event in school, the Mataran, the hat run. I had paid for it, and I told him he can go. Since it's a school event and it's open, there's nothing wrong with that. And we had a discussion about it, both me and my son, and we sat down. I gave him the pocket money and he was good to go. So I don't know what happened in the event. Yeah.
On that day when he was coming back, that's when we bumped into them and did the loyalty test. And we during the loyalty test, we found out that the now Leon, now not McKenna, is cheating on Leon with the family driver, that is McKenna's family driver. And it didn't end up well. And during the process of the loyalty test, there was a time when you called, and it's good that actually he didn't pick the call. And thank God he never picked, because in that time, that's when we were doing the loyalty test. And now that he didn't pick, that's why you didn't know what was going on. Now, there's some few things that I want us to discuss today about you being close with Leon. Have you noticed anything?
Yeah, recently I've noticed this change of behavior.
Like how many days ago?
2-3 days before. And I didn't question him a lot, because once someone is going through something, you give them a break. I've taught my son to, when he's comfortable to talk about it, he can come to me and talk about whatever is disturbing him. So because I wasn't able to follow up what was going on that much, I gave him time, a break, so that he could take it all in. Once he's ready, he can just come talk to me. Yeah.
So, there are a lot of videos that are circulating online, and I send you some of the clips. There is Mama McKenna, who's talking about you, saying that your son is the one who did wrong, and also blaming us. First of all, when you saw the clip of Mama McKenna, what is your view about it?
As a parent, I will not blame her 100%. I would suggest that as a parent, you're not supposed to confront the other parent without inquiring what is really happening with their child. So I think the first thing we should think about I'm thinking about currently is my son. My son is not okay. And I'm thinking of taking a step ahead and looking, maybe you guys can help me out with this. Help me look for a very good counselor. Since the heartbreaks, the emotional, and I think he's quiet than usual, which is so unusual for him, because he's always happy, so noisy in the house. Even the small brother knows. So there is at times the small brother is like, what's happening, mom? Why isn't he talking? Did I make him angry? And you see, with such questions from one child dedicated to another one, it's very confusing for a parent. So I'd suggest for Mama McKenna to just calm down for a minute. Let us figure it out between both of us as parents, and see what we're going to do with our kids. Because you see, at the end of the day, they are our children, no matter their mistake. Even this McKenna, she's still somebody's child, and we have to talk about what really happened so that he can reach to this point. We need to find out an answer, and I think the best way is the counselor. If you guys could maybe give us one of those counselors, maybe if you know one, we can redirect the kids to maybe him or her. Yeah.
Now, something else is about the career. What course did Leon pursue?
Okay, previously, when he finished high school, he came to me and he told me he wanted to do a medical course. So I was so happy about it because he had actually passed his exams and he was so happy about it. So me and his dad, we sat down and we planned. We even had started paying his fees. So in the midway, he told me, "Mom, I don't like medical course." And me as a parent, I don't like forcing kids to do something they don't like. So I had to change. He had to change from one institution to another one so that he can do the course he wanted, which I think it's fashion. So currently, I think he's still in fashion, but I don't know why he chose fashion of all the courses, which is still weird until I saw the video, of the lady. So I'm quite devastated with that because I don't understand. These kids don't understand. When you're making one choice of a career, it depends on you, what you like, what are your interests, not somebody else. And I've taught him that, and he knows that. Yeah, so...
That is nice. That is nice, Mama Leon. And as we continue, I love the way you're talking. You're talking like a mom who knows what her son wants. Now, there is something else that I wanted us to talk about, because right now it's like I'm flooded with so many. I have a lot of issues that I would like us to discuss about. There's this other issue of relationships. How many relationships maybe has Leon been into?
Okay. The one that I know personally, because me and him don't hide anything, he's had two before. One was, I think, in high school, and the one that before he started dating this McKenna chick. And I was so proud of him because every time he's into a chick, we have to sit down and talk about it, the pros and the cons, of the relationship. I tell him, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to treat her like a gentleman, supposed to take her out, you see, to know at least there are good men out there. You respect her decisions and whatever she comes up with. You both have that kind of the best communication and trust for each other. Most of us parents, we are used to telling our kids, the positive side of things. We've got the trust issues, but you don't tell them the negatives ones. Like if someone disappoints you, what you're supposed to do about it. If somebody once you lose that trust from someone, you're supposed to do this. So you'll find out that most kids, they end up doing something else. They end up taking drugs, doing alcohol, because they don't know what to do next. And these are the most important things you're supposed to be talking with our kids. Yeah.
When we were talking before we started doing this interview, you had told me about your second born, who is also a son. And you told me some few issues that you didn't like, some problems to follow your family every time. Maybe you can share with the people, what is going on with your second born son?
Okay, my second son is autistic. He had a problem. He has some development growth issues. So you'll find most of the time he's delaying. He has delayed speech, though he's saying some few words, but not all. So you'll find him still struggling with a lot of things. And I don't want my son, my firstborn, having mental issues to almost having a mental breakdown. I spent most of my years in therapy sessions with both of them, especially even Leon when he was still young. Because once the dad left, he had some problems with his speech. So I had to take him for some therapy issues so that that stuttering can just disappear slowly. And you see, with that comes with a lot of financial, emotional problems. So I would like to suggest, please, I think my son's he's capable of sorting this out with a counselor, and once he sits down with him, which is the best solution for him currently. I don't know about the other mom. I don't know what she wants or to do with her daughter, but for me, I think I'll sit down with my son find out what is really happening and what he wants to do next, and maybe leave whatever has happened behind, and maybe cut off the relationship if he's not comfortable with it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I love this now, Mama Leon. As you continue, this is a very healthy topic, and at least it's helping so many moms out there. And I love the conversation because it's a very calm conversation. The other interview that I had with Mama Kenna, she was so... Okay, I don't want to talk much, but people are different. Now that we did this loyalty test, do you think that it is in some extent it helped your son? Maybe it opened your son's eyes?
Yeah, I think it did. Because you see, I've not had one, but I've just heard of it. So I think it's...
Loyalty test now.
Yeah. I've heard of people complaining, oh, I had a boyfriend, I don't know what happened, I don't know, calls. There's people call each other. So I think he's learned a lot from that. I think the way he's dependent on someone else making all his decisions, I think it came to an end. I think he decided he's the master of his own future. He decided to maybe put himself out there again, maybe later on, not now. And we'll see what happens in the future.
Hey, Mama Leon, as you finish or as we wind up, there's another issue like I would like you to address, because I can tell that you know so much about issues to do with maybe mental health or something. What is your view about parents on how they should relate with their daughters? Because there is an issue on the table and it needs to be solved.
I think most of us parents, we do neglect our children's mental status, and sitting down with them is one of the things that make our kids feel like, they are loved.
Yeah.
Instead of separating the kids and loving one child and making a different, like one is good, the other one is bad. If one is good at one thing, maybe you should encourage them. Should come up with a strategy to make both strengths for all your kids look like they are both all equal, and they can be used as opportunities. That's what I did with my son.
If you had a daughter today, would you advise her on not getting boyfriends, or what would be the advice? Because right now McKenna found herself with the driver.
I would suggest she gets one. It's a stage. Everyone gets into that stage. We were once there, and we'll always find ourselves in that position. Even as old as we look, we'll still want boyfriends if you're single. So I'll suggest for my daughter, not for McKenna, because I don't know how the parent will take it. I think it's good for her to go try, but not get into manipulation situation, and find the right person. Finding the right person doesn't mean that he will be able to be there 24/7, but he'll be there. You need the person, he'll be there. That he doesn't have to provide or do things. Since you're already in school, your mom is doing that, but he can be there emotionally, and maybe you can do some project together. Depends on where you are. Yeah.
Why do you think McKenna ended up doing this with the driver?
I think her mental status at home, I'll actually think maybe she doesn't feel loved enough. If the parents took time to actually think about their own child rather than thinking about whatever they are thinking about, I think McKenna will be in a very different situation. Loving a child is it doesn't come with a manual script. You have to sit down with that child, talk to that child, ask every day, how is your day? Just asking your child, how was your day, interacting with them, finding out what's happening. It looks like a very small idea that comes from, books, the Google Pass. So I think if you're able to socialize with your kids, become their friends, get to know what they are up to, you'll be able to know what they want to do next without even having to, that big conversation like, I'm your mom, you need to tell me what is happening. Don't just become your friends. If they have boyfriends, encourage them, get to be introduced to, know them, so that if anything was to happen, you'll just know. My daughter has a boyfriend. She stays here, but an ending after in case she's missing. Yeah.
If today you're given a chance maybe to interact with Mama Ken, of which I'm trying my level best to see whether we can sit down, because she was blaming you. Do you think by any chance your son is to be blamed, or you are to be blamed by any chance because of maybe how you've raised your son? Or maybe there are so many things that she was talking about. She was saying that uyo boyfriend wake, do you think that your son should be blamed on whatever happened after the loyalty test?
I don't think he's supposed to be blamed at all. Because for me, I did my part. My son came, told me he has a girlfriend, which, according to me, I gave him all the best, advice I had to. I put it on the table. I told him, this is how you treat a lady. This is what you're supposed to do. If it comes to the sexual part, we had the sex part. So I don't think I'm supposed to be blamed in anything. Once someone is in a relationship, you're not in the relationship with them. You are part of it as a parent, but not with them. That's the whole idea. So I think the best thing is for Mama Kena to talk with the daughter. Have a sit down, like the way I do with my son. Ask him find out why. I don't even think she knows the daughter had a boyfriend in the first place. I think she's one of those women that you just hear someone saying, I think your daughter has a boyfriend.
She noticed that immediately after the lot test.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I think at the end of the day, it's her fault. Yeah. She's to blame. Because you can't have a sit down with your own child. Imagine someone else's child coming to tell you, I've seen your daughter, So at the end of the day, the issues between them is between them. Me and my son, we're going to sort it out ourselves. Because I think that relationship is done. Once you cheat, trust goes, things like that. I don't want to end up saying a lot, but I trust my son enough to make the right decisions with the right moves. So it's up to him. If he wants another girlfriend, he'll get someone else. And I give him my blessings, because I can't reject saying, you can't have a girlfriend. At the end of the day, if he doesn't do it in the light, he'll do it in the dark. Yeah.
Now, as you conclude, now that your son is very much heartbroken, he's depressed, would you advise him to continue being in a relationship with McKenna, or we end it like it becomes the end of it?
Okay, for me, I think it has to end, because if one parent doesn't agree with it, that doesn't become a blessing for the kids. If you want something to go well with your kids, you bless that union. So I think it should be very okay for me as a parent to just let it go. I think with my son, he can just go and find somebody else. This won't be the first or the last heartbreak. He'll get other heartbreaks in the end. He'll find other different complicated women along the way. So all I have to do is be there for him, support him, and tell him, yes, put a pat on his back. Congratulations, now you are learning life, my son. Yeah.
Mom, I have so many questions. I told you I have so many questions to ask you. This is about being tested. Have you told your son maybe to go for a test, maybe a HIV or STDs?
Yes, I do. I encourage him a lot.
Even before the whole thing?
Yeah. I think there was a time they did go for a test together, because I told him after several months, like 2-3 months, if you know you've been sexually active together, you're supposed to go for a test. And I do encourage him using a lot of, condoms. I know most parents don't like encouraging kids with such things. But for me, I find it very heartbreaking once you find that your kid is positive or has STD, So I prefer prevention than cure.
Guys, we had none other than Mama Leon on set, and now, guys, maybe you're there, maybe you have a question for Mama Kena. If you, Mama Leon, if you would like her to come back to the show, just comment on the comment section, Sema, that you want her back on the show. And guys, you're going to do the follow-up and make sure that at least Leon has been done to some counseling, and maybe tumeweza kujua kama anataka kurudiana na this guy by the name Leon. Why ndio to make his decision? But the mom here said that this relationship has to to end. As you continue looking for the driver, as you continue looking for the people who've been involved in this story, guys, stay tuned and also continue subscribing, or continue liking this video, and that is the only support that I would want from you guys. So continue supporting us by subscribing, liking. Usipite tu video, wacha kuwa na wivu tu. Like the video, subscribe, and also comment pale chini, and so that we may be able to bring you more content, and so that we may be able to grow. Our mom is so kind to us. I'm to welcome hapa. Mekuja hapa, I'm feeling at home, and don't worry why we are doing this video at night, because nimefika huku. I had to wait for mom aweze kutokea kazi so that we may interact with her, and she was so kind enough for us. Guys, I was your host, Director Samaritan 254, and until next time, we are out. Peace. Kama unataka kupromote kazi nzuri yenye tunafanya, buy this t-shirt at only 1000 Kenya shillings. Hoodie inago 2500. Kama unabuy zikuwa mbili, 2000 each. That is 4000 for 2 hoodies.
Show